The third day's play at the 21st Mosconi Cup. It's a race to 11, and so far the defending champions Europe are leading the charge and hoping to win again this year to make it 7 wins in the last 8. But the Americans are determined to fight back and are out for revenge after some humiliating results over the past few Mosconi Cups. This year they have a new lineup and hope this will help them win back this prestigious title. After 2 sessions, the Europeans were leading the charge 6-4 in this race to 11 points, and Team USA were facing an uphill battle. Day 3 didn't start too well for the Americans either. The opening game was a comedy of errors as John Schmidt and Justin Hall gifted opportunity after opportunity to the European pair of Carl Boys and Nikos Ekonomopoulos, who ran out 5-3 winners. Confirmation of the overall score so far then. Team Europe now leads 7-4. We still have 4 more games to come in this session. 3 singles and 1 doubles. And coming next, Nikos Ekonomopoulos and Justin Hall are up against one another, and the pressure will be on the American to close the gap. We join the action at the start. Your commentators are Jim White and Phil Yates.
What a start to the evening, and Nikos Ekonomopoulos is looking to maintain his 100% record in this year's Mosconi Cup, and with that lag, you cannot be beaten.
No prizes for guessing which one of these 2 players is feeling better right now, Phil.
Thank you, first rack.
It was a big first point for Team Europe in that match. A lot of mistakes, you know, peaks and valleys in dramatic fashion to open day 3. And what will our second match bring us? He broke very well in that last doubles match, had that 9 tracking towards the bottom corner pocket. And the 2 just in front of the 9. You see the 1 into the side pocket, successful. And 2 and 3 right over adjacent pockets.
Yes, the little nudge from 6 onto 3 to knock it over the middle helped matters, but this is not the simplest of tables, Jim.
No, certainly the 6 looks awkward where it's placed, Phil. But one thing about it, when you get into singles play, chance to establish some rhythm that a lot of these players will tell you they miss when they're playing doubles, and certainly the team event to start it out. But look at that for drawing out of trouble. The big shot's going to come from the 4 to the 5. Nikos just showing you a little cue power. But he's just had a look where he wants to be now. He's given himself the 3 and the 4. Just wants to get back over the left-hand side of the table for the 5. The 5 to 6, Phil, is going to be the tricky shot, where that 6 is placed, right near the side.
Just seems to me as though what happened in the last couple of racks of the doubles has just given him a new lease of life. The 2 ball he knocked in to basically set up the victory was wonderful. Great pressure shot. That's the balcony view up in the gods, and Nikos Ekonomopoulos in this tournament is playing like a Greek god.
That's where all the ghosts linger up there too. Over a century old, the Circus Tower here in Blackpool. Oh, he couldn't have played that any better. Put that cue ball on a dime. What a shot from Ekonomopoulos there. And all those knowledgeable fans in attendance. They appreciate this kind of cue ball control. And when you can keep Whitey under wraps like that, Phil, you can make a difficult rack look easy.
The body language has just changed. Looked a little bit hesitant at the start of the evening now. The spring's in the step.
Well, Phil, you had a chance to witness firsthand how well Nikos can play in the recently completed Whirlpool Masters. He ended up losing in the final to Shane Van Boening, but we saw a little glimpse of the ability this man has.
And he's growing in stature all of the time. And what a team man he's been here over the last 3 days. First blood goes to Ekonomopoulos. Justin Hall's task to turn despondency into delight, and not a good start in that regard.
Justin's first Mosconi Cup, 27 years of age, and you just get the feeling that he's the future of American pool in this regard. You're going to see a lot more of that young man, and there's so many good young players in the United States now. Darren makes his home over in Allentown, Pennsylvania, and so he gets a chance to see a lot of these good young American players that a lot of the fans and people over in the UK don't even know. He's a bank pool champion as well, Justin Hall. Doesn't turn away from an awkward bank shot. And a pretty successful break. Looks like the 1 and 2 down. 2 into the corner pocket, 1 into the side. So a chance here for Justin. Tricky 3 ball though.
And he missed a very similar cut like this on the 8 ball early in that doubles. Undercut that one. Will that be on his mind?
How sweet did he hit that? And he's back online now. The next 4 colors, all the same end of the table. Well, that won't make Justin's work any more difficult. So just want to leave angle on this 7. The same pocket, you'll want to be able to swing the cue ball off 3 cushions back down for the 8. Perfect. 3 cushions, play the 8 to the bottom right corner as we look. It's got the same kind of stroke that Shane Van Boening has, Phil. Very loose and generates a lot of power with a minimal amount of effort.
And this is just what the doctor ordered. It really is. Not just a rack win, but a fluid rack win.
Sliced and diced his way through that one. Never in danger. Kathy Wilson likes it. Ekonomopoulos, he knows he'll be coming out in the next to break.
Welcome back to the Mosconi Cup. This is one of the most prestigious events on the pool calendar, where the USA and Europe go toe-to-toe. And so far, defending champions Team Europe are on a charge again, leading the overall score 7-4. Down on the table right now, it's Nikos Ekonomopoulos and Justin Hall. Both players are level. It's one rack each in this race to 5. Let's hand back over to your commentators.
The next match to take to the table, boys in grey in the doubles. That's the last doubles match in this year's Mosconi Cup. After that, it's all pure singles action.
You know, it goes a long way, too, when you look at Captain Johan Rushink and Mark Wilson, what they think of players like Shane Van Boning and Darren Appleton. They have been the components in the last match on each day. And they do save their bankers for the end.
And Ekonomopoulos has been a banker for Europe in 2014. Of course, he was part of the team victory that kicked us off here on Monday night. He then paired up with Niels Fire to win a doubles against Van Boning and Bergman. Last night, a doubles victory again, this time in partnership with Darren Appleton. And he's already got a point under his belt here on day 3.
Oh, he missed that one by some ways, Phil. I mean, he's not left Justin anything easy. That's the only saving grace for Nikos. But that was a chance.
Attention call.
A buzz around the crowd. I think they were surprised, not just by the fact that ball was missed, but the distance it was missed by.
Yeah, and speaking of that crowd, I don't see any empty seats. 1,200 plus in attendance. And not many American fans, as you'd expect. Very good. Sorry, Phil. Very good shot from Justin Hall there. Nicely controlled, and it looks like Nikos is just going to be kicking at this. And over distance, never easy to judge these. Trying to get in behind the 3. And now he's looking the other way. This is going to be tougher to get the 1 safe. A more difficult hit, it looks, too. And it'll be played at speed. As good as it gets. And again, this knowledgeable crowd in Blackpool appreciating a great shot from Ekonomopoulos.
The 5 was the blocker for Hall. Now it fulfills the same role for his opponent. Full ball snooker.
Oh, shot. Ball in hand.
Yeah, it just squirted on him a little bit, didn't it, that one? Just tried to flick the edge of that one and might even have been trying to make it off the cushion, Phil, trying to spin that cue ball, but didn't get into it nearly as much as he wanted to. And with ball in hand, you can see everything's in the open. Nikos has already given us a pretty good display of cue ball control. And that's what he's going to require here. He wouldn't have minded flicking that 7 out just a bit, because that is the only problem ball.
Look at the way the cue ball bit the cloth.
Just a touch of right hand English played into that cue ball with bottom there, keeping it on that side of the table for the 4 next. Yeah, he's right on line now. Perfect angle on the 5.
Individually, it's been a great time for him lately, as you mentioned. Jimmy was runner-up in the World Masters, runner-up in the Dutch Open, 3rd in the US Open.
Well, now he's going to have to thump this in. He'll either elect to go above the 7 or below it. His choice. Once again, beautifully played. The speed was perfect. And this was far from easy, this run out. Another terrific run out, courtesy of Nick the Greek. Ekonomopoulos staking a 2-1 lead here. Join us after the break. The Mosconi Cup will continue.
Welcome back to Blackpool, the host town for this year's Mosconi Cup. Right now, Nikos Ekonomopoulos and Justin Hall are down on the table, and it's the Greek who's taken the lead 2-1. If the Europeans win this match, they'll increase their overall lead and move to within 3 points of Mosconi Cup victory. Let's hand it back over to your commentary team.
Justin Hall now settling into the break. Rack number 4. He knows how well the Ekonomopoulos is playing. He's going to have to try and match it.
The crowd noise, or the lack of it, tells you about that break. Pretty good. 2 in the Open, so too the 3. The 1 ball potable. No American complaints about that.
Just added pressure, though, as you see. They're kind of hanging from the rafters here in this beautiful venue. First-time host of the Mosconi Cup. Still got a lot of work to do. A tricky 2 into the side. Cue ball's going to be headed towards the 3. Look out, look out. Phil, I think it's also fair to say USA hasn't really benefited from any rolls when they've really needed them. This is a cruel twist of fate here.
3 words again we've been using an awful lot. Ball in hand.
No sympathy cards coming America's way, though, not yet. But Nikos with a big chance to swipe the break. Not easy. He's going to draw just past the middle. He'd love to get it to where his Q-tip is there. The only danger is overdrawing this. And the Americans, well, they can feel it slipping away slightly. If Nikos can take Europe to an 8-4 advantage, there wouldn't be a lot that could see a way back for Team USA. And bear in mind, they could win it today. No, he just didn't want to overdraw this, and he looks like he's perfect. They know it.
The great danger on a fast playing surface is to become tentative with the cueing. Ekonomopoulos was in the first couple of racks of the doubles that opened proceedings this evening, but now he's cueing assertively.
And he will break in the next. 3-1 confirmed. And they're starting to pull away. On paper, Europe a prohibitive favorite. The Americans came over, they knew it. They were going to rely on character and team building, but they knew that Nikos and his side presented a tall order. And really, Phil, we've seen nothing to dispute that fact.
Nikos Ekonomopoulos, 32 years of age, on the rise in the world of pool. From the Greek capital, Athens, nicknamed Spartacus. And look at that, points won, 4 from 4. It doesn't come any better than that.
Thank you, rack 5. Europe to break, leading 3 racks to 1.
And it's so difficult, too, to make the Mosconi Cup team. As great a player as Nikos is, he's only ever made 2 appearances. He's kind of got that look about him, Phil, where you'd like him collecting your debts.
Don't give me ideas.
Beautiful break again. But he knows that 3 is a problem unless it presents a billiard to the 5. That's what he's looking at now. Get the cue ball into that area from the 2. Dangerous proposition, though.
The look of consternation tells its own story.
Extension call.
Well, he's looking right now to try and spin this from here, where it is, into this area, and back out into here. That's what he'd like to do. This was, you know what, I I mean, he looked at it with off 2 cushions, and he changed it. Now he wishes he'd have gone with his original plan.
Well, it's the Hall lifeline, there's no doubt about that.
But he's certainly going to take advantage of that.
Jerry was making the point in the first match, Jim, that he's never said those 3 words ball in hand more often in a tournament than this. And it has been remarkable right from the get-go just how many scratches and in-offs we've seen.
Just wants to make sure he leaves himself the angle on the 8. 9 at the other end of the table. Should be no problem here. It's amazing, isn't it, Phil, how many scratches we've seen just halfway through the second match here.
Well, the first doubles tonight, if you're just joining us, turned on an extraordinary in-off. John Schmidt potted the 9 ball to take the Americans 3-2 ahead, or so he thought, and the cue ball at a very acute angle found the middle pocket. No such problems here for Justin Hall.
Gets him back on serve. 3-2. Still to Europe in this one. All to play for.
It's the 21st Mosconi Cup and things are going well for Europe so far. They won the first doubles in this third session and Nikos Ekonomopoulos is in the ascendancy in the first singles right now against Justin Hall. We still have a lot more action to come on day 3. However, for both teams it's imperative to get points on the board. The first team to win 11 matches will be crowned champions. Let's hand back over to your commentary team.
Trailing 2 racks to 3.
But right now, American hopes rest firmly on the broad shoulders of Justin Hall. He's got to try and pull this one out of the fire. And that in-off from Ekonomopoulos, certainly a welcome present.
For a brief moment there, I thought that the 3 ball might come to scupper Hall, but I don't think his path to the 2 has been blocked. In fact, I'm sure it hasn't.
No, and everything's nicely positioned in the open here. Phil, this is a dream layout, really.
If he was practicing, this would be a given. But playing in front of 1,200 spectators in the Mosconi Cup is not practice.
I guarantee you the 2 rookies on Team USA, Justin Bergman, Justin Hall, they're gonna go back home. They're gonna tell all their friends and family about their experiences here. And you know that the priority as the season unfolds over in America will be to make the Mosconi Cup team next year. this experience has to count for something, and they want to take it and ride it right through to another appearance.
This is just a wee bit twitchy, this shot.
Well, he is a bank pool champion, this guy. He's cutting this in. I think our overhead camera made it look a little tougher than it really was. But he won the bank pool title. I think it was at the Derby City.
He won the bank ring game there, which is a big money occasion. That's a pool populated by many sharks.
The first 6 racks have been split. 3 apiece. Now back on serve. Justin Hall, Nikos Ekonomopoulos, and you don't see that very often, do you, from Shane Van Boening? He usually leads by example. Ekonomopoulos, well aware of what Van Boening presents. He lost to him in the finals of the Whirlpool Masters. But when you get Shane out there and trying to push you through, speaks volumes.
And for someone like Hall, that kind of interaction with one of his heroes will mean an awful lot.
Rack 7, Europe to break, 3-3.
Referee Nigel Reese sets it out for all the fans here in attendance. A big break now. Well, Nikos is the only one that's provided us with our golden break. It was in day one of the doubles matches. And that's the only one we've seen. We'd like to see a little bit more of that one.
And in the previous rack, Hall was almost prevented from potting the 2 by the 3. The 3 this time does block Ekonomopoulos. On this occasion to the 1.
Tough shot here. All he can really do is just try and bank it. Well, he's pushing out. He's going to leave the full shot. Now, talk about throwing the gauntlet down for your opponent, because this is available. Phil, I don't know about you, but if I'm at the table, I'd rather go down with my guns firing. And Justin Hall has chosen to bring Ekonomopoulos back out of his chair. It's a decision that the match here could rest on.
We very rarely disagree, Jim. I think in that kind of situation, I would have done what Hall did. We will see.
Oh, good decision from Justin Hall. It's bottom, ball in hand.
Start the clock.
Ekonomopoulos was 3-1 ahead and breaking now. He's staring at a 4-3 deficit.
Just slightly overdrew this. But he should be able to still pull this back towards the middle of the table and leave that 4 into the bottom corner. Or does he have too much angle? Oh, he's tried to hold it over there. This might not be too bad. Tough to tell how close he is, whether or not he can try and cut this into the corner, because the cue ball will go to the side cushion, swing it back over for the 5 to the same pocket. Very tough. If he doesn't like it, he can just flick the edge of the 4 and use the 9 as a blocker. They like it.
This is the engine room of this year's Mosconi Cup. With every passing match, the importance of them increases. Oh, and he's missed it. He has missed the 5 ball. What a turn-up.
I'm looking at it. He had enough pocket into the side. I just assumed he was going to try and flick it into the side and leave a finer cut on the 6.
Jim, the thought he would go to the top corner for me, it never crossed my mind. It never crossed my mind.
Settle down in, please.
I mean, he knows he still shouldn't have missed it regardless. Now he needs the 9 to come to his aid. And it did. Justin Hall just got a massive reprieve. Just kicking it this off the bottom cushion, trying to use the 9. But is he shot a little heavy here? It's really not bad though. This is not an easy task. And you can tell the pressure is mounting.
And when you're under pressure, those length of the table thin cuts, so difficult.
Well, he might want to take that 9 home with him regardless, because it's just come to his aid yet again. Nikos can't believe it.
Settle down, please.
2 extraordinary slices of luck go the way of the Stars and Stripes.
Yeah, that was a full throttle attempt at the bank. And Nikos is disgusted. Not so much by his lack of success, but how the pool gods have, they basically turned their nose up at him.
We talk about skill. In this rack, luck has been influential, massively.
9 deposited. Justin Hall has just won the last 3 racks in a row. 4-3 he leads, and he'll be breaking for a huge point that America desperately need. And Shane Van Boning just trying to keep him in the moment.
Well, the bank for me on the 6. Look, desperation.
Well, Kathy Wilson trying to start a little song about Justin Hall. There she is, Captain Mark, and she is the main cheerleader here for Team USA. What he wouldn't give for a big break right now.
Thank you, rack 8.
Keep Nikos in his
USA
chair.
to break. Leading 4 racks to 3.
And let the Greek taste defeat for the first time in this year's Mosconi Cup.
Settle down, please.
No clear finishes here. That one ducked right behind the 8. And it's the only one now after the 1 ball deposited into the side. The one that is the focus of Justin Hall's attention right there.
After what happened in the previous rack, he has got no cause to feel aggrieved. None whatsoever.
Well, he'll be pushing here, Phil. And he's just looking with his hand. If he pushes in there, just down the right-hand rail a bit. Just enough to leave Nikos just a thin cut on the 2. I wonder if Nikos, as he looks at this, is contemplating going across the table. I wonder if he thinks Justin Hall would be that brave. Because you can hit this 2, just the edge of it poking out. But yeah, he is looking across the table. And he could, if he gets this, he could well land on the 3. Boy, what a courageous shot that would be. Here we go.
Extension call.
Yeah, he's going for it, Phil. And I think Nikos knew that. Massive shot. Well, now it's America's turn to taste a little bad luck. Fantastic effort from Justin Hall, fully deserving of shape to the 3.
Settle down, please.
Here you go. That 3 is right beside the 9. He's going to be kicking at this off the bottom cushion. In the U.S., Phil, they ride the 9.
Eyes open. Watch the all-important ball.
Everything's in the open now. Nikos flew at the 9. He's left the 3. I don't know whether the 4 goes by the 9 into the top corner. Half a pocket at best. And obviously, a key shot coming right here. Is he looking at the 4-9? I think he is. For the match. What a shot! What a courageous effort from Justin Hall there. And he pulls a vital point back for Team USA. A 5-3 win. Hall over Ekonomopoulos.
A great comeback from the American Justin Hall. Team USA have clawed a point back and the overall score is now 7-5. They're determined to avenge last year's defeat. However, next time it'll be another tough match as the defending champions, box office Carl Boys and Granite Mark Gray will play Prince of Pool, Corey Jewell, and Mr. 400, John Schmidt. Can the Americans continue their fight in a bid to close in on the Europeans and win back this title for the first time since 2009? Or will Team Europe be victorious again in front of their home crowd? Find out when the Mosconi Cup continues.